we are Thursday, which we're now a week into normal training again, post Chicago, which is, it's nice to be back training, but it was also nice to take a week off last week as we were coming back, as jet lag was real, hit us pretty hard, but yeah, we're back into the swing of things now. So training is looking like, for me, my weak points were highlighted as my running over in Chicago in mine and Charlie's race in the Elite 15 doubles. I think Charlie was really pulling me along there, so I need to, it's Project Run Like Mo, I'm calling it. So for those who don't know, when I say Mo, that's Mo Farah. So yeah, I'm going to be trialling out, kind of picking up a bit more volume on the running, not necessarily just smashing threshold interval runs all the time. It's actually just trying to pick up the running exercise and seeing how, just by bringing up a bit of easier zone 1, zone 2 work can help, especially with being straight after like a big peaking phase. I want to be building up the aerobic base again, so the main priority in this next 6 to 12 weeks is going to be building up the kind of base foundations of my running. So there are going to be some spicy intervals in there, but not as much as I would when I'm getting closer to my A race, to my competition, because we are coming off the back end of the World Champs in Chicago. So yeah, today we do have an interval session, heading over to the track. We have Jamie in the back, where I'll quickly intro Jamie. So Jamie's my younger brother. He has just finished university. And do you want to tell them what you did at university, Jamie?
Studied sports performance at University of Bath. It was good fun. There for 3 years. Graduating in a couple of weeks, and then straight into it with work with Ollie. So yeah.
So basically Jamie's going to be taking a load of, basically helping me with the coaching side of things, because we're up to 45 one-to-one athletes now, with more people booking in for calls, so we're probably going to knock over 50 one-to-one athletes. Me, obviously, doing it on my own at the start, you're maxed out at probably 40 athletes, so now having Jamie, we've got 2 coaching minds on it. He's technically got the higher qualifications out of us both. so yeah, it's good to have him on board. He's done the, what should I call it, the more educational route, where I've gone down a bit more the experience route, with what I've kind of done training wise and competing wise, and done like private courses as I was a college dropout. so yeah, Jamie's done the actual route of how you should do your education, but hey, we're both here now and helping our athletes, and yeah, it's been a massive help, because it's gained me a lot more time, so I can put more time into myself and my training, and yeah, basically get myself prepared for the next for this season that we're going into. So yeah, that being said, track session today is going to be the majority of this video, and we will try and explain as best as possible why we're doing what we're doing.
I'll get the results next week.
So yeah, George will not be joining on the track session today, going into World Champs. He was struggling with his hip quite a lot, so probably not ideal that he did World Champs, but you're not going to do it when you're travelling all that way. So it's going to be an interesting couple months on how we. It will be a lot of biking, a lot of upper body work, and yeah, a lot of ski erg work, but yeah, we just need to figure out what this scan comes back with, so we can program and train appropriately for George.
Yeah, very much.
But yeah, quick one on again today. So we're going to go for about 10-ish minutes, 2 kilometre warm up on the track, nice and easy. Go for some dynamic stretches for another 5-ish minutes, and then get straight into it. So we'll have 2 kilometres at threshold. We're looking for probably around half marathon-y kind of pace for that. So I kind of look at that as like your lower end of threshold, because we've got a big session. We don't want to be going out hot too early, so it will be lower end of threshold to start off with. Probably during that 2k you won't dip into threshold, maybe even to the right to the end on the last kind of like 200ish meters. If we're going too hard at the start to get straight into threshold and then having to slow down, and then later on we're having to really kind of pull off the gas pedal because we've just hit it too hard, we've just missed probably the aim of the session. So it will be just go out sensibly, hit that 2k, get into our 3 rounds of 400 meters at pretty hard effort. It's like the higher end of threshold, so we're probably now pushing more towards like 10 kilometer kind of pace, into 400 meters tempo, so bringing it back down to, let's say, half marathon kind of pace. 3 rounds through that, back on our recovery, so our full rest, static rest, and then into our 2k, back to the 3 rounds of our 400 meter hard, 400 meter tempo, rest, and then 2 kilometers to finish at threshold again. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, we want to just maintain our heart rate from lower end of threshold to higher end of threshold, and not allow it to kick up into zone 5. So it will be interesting to see where we're at when we get to that second lot of 3 rounds of 400s, and then going into that last 2k effort. But yeah, we'll talk about roughly where my heart rate's sitting at and where it's peaking within the session. We'll go a mile. He's going to go, as I don't want to completely mess him up, because we're going to do the 5k on Saturday. Yeah. He's going to do a mile with me and just take 400 metres off on the 2ks, and then on the 400 metre efforts,
So doing the recovery.
he'll hit the 400, but when I'm doing my 400 tempo, he'll just rest.
Cool.
I would say on that, what you can do is just turn and burn a bit. So when I hit the 400 hard, you finish it hard with me, and then just kind of walk recovery to when I get back, and then go again.
So
The race vest, I think you can explain it.
yeah, no, it's well, actually, to be fair, quite a lot has happened in the last couple of days actually. Yeah, so we got obviously the race line dropping in, I think it's end of September is estimated for delivery, which is very exciting. It's a new lightweight running vest and a very lightweight running short as well. All designed basically for fitness racing and for running. So that's really exciting to look forward to. But then also just with opportunities that are kind of coming up next year, we're going to be doing a restock of certain stuff that is already available, but then also actually redoing more into like a version 2 of some current things that will be available hopefully around October, and be ready for the new like fitness racing season to kick off next year. Specific details on that we're not sure yet, because need to meet with the manufacturer and start to actually get timelines and everything nailed up. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more products coming, which is very exciting because the boys just keep winning, so it's great.
I always do very similar warm-ups for my interval sessions, where it's anywhere from like 1,000 to 2k warm-up into leg swings front and side. You don't really need to mix up your sessions in your warm-ups too much. You just find what works for you and just stick with it, really. It's 18 minutes of warming up. Always like to do a big warm-up. Getting older now. Imagine saying that when you're 26 years old and getting old.
Yeah, but you look 48.
I do, don't I? But yeah, no, I do like to make sure the warm-ups are really thorough, especially in my strength sessions. I'm not a fan of doing mobility, yoga, all that stuff. Well, I say I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of it. It's just that's always the first session that goes. So when I do my warm-ups for on track or in the gym, I just make sure I get all my big mobility moves like in the 10-15 minute window warming up for the session, because it then means you're compounding that over the week and you're technically getting in all your stretching and mobility in that window. So so then ideally you don't really need to do a specific just one session on mobility when time is a bit of a limiting factor. So all good? $7.16. That was heart rate peaked at about 168. Average pace 338. So yeah, that was good. Probably went out a little bit hot that first 200.
How long, man?
1 minute now. He's trying to get more rest.
What pace? Say for these.
You did that in about 6 minutes, the mile. So this now 3 rounds. Jamie's on for 400, off for 400. It will be like probably around like a 3:25-ish.
So like that
pace.
How we started?
Yeah, a little bit quicker, but I need to see how I am. That tempo will probably be about 4:30. 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna be tasty, this.
Same again. Yeah. That went better than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
So I was going 400 at 3:30 pace. Then I felt good, so we went down to 3:25, 3:20 for, well actually no, 3:25 really, and then 3:20 for the last 2. And the 400 metre at tempo was 4:10, anywhere from 4:10 to 4:20 pace. So 3 rounds of that. Heart rate peaked on that last one to 174, so if I go to 176, that's when I push into zone 5, so need to try and monitor that and hopefully try and keep that below. 20 seconds now and we're into our 2k effort at 340 pace. Like my heart rate now, we're at 126, 125, now dropping into zone 1, so that's good basically. Happy with that. 5 seconds, you do a mile again. 3, 2. That was 7:19. Right, you ready? 10 seconds. We'll just go in 1 because they're not in there yet. 3, 2, 1. $400 tempo, 90-second rest, and then 2k to finish. Managed to hold the same intervals. 400 metre at about 3:20, sub 3:20, and then 400 metre a little bit slower this time because I wanted my heart rate to drop, so it was 4:30. Where the 400s before was 3:20 sub to 4:15, 4:20. So heart rate slowly creeping up throughout the session as it always does. We'll go, that's now 40 seconds recovery and I'm back into zone 2. So hopefully that can try get back into zone 1, and we'll go in at 90 seconds for the last 2k at 3:40 pace, maybe 3:45, just to stay within zone 4.
A bit, so I'm lagging now.
Oh, we'll go mile for you. Right, 3, 2, 1. One more.
Crazy bold bloke coming round.
Ah. 7:22, 3:40 pace. Heart rate maxed out at about 174 on that last lap. So just about kept it in zone 4. Oh, that's a good session. What time are we on? Cool.
Past 9.
Yeah.
Past 9.
We're good. Right. Just easy cool down now, and then we're done.
What was the feeling like when you come out to the Elite 15 on the course now?
Oh, no, mate, me and Charlie, I think me and Charlie had the best walk-in, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Gave it.
I reckon we had the best walk-in. Because as we were running, I just went like this. And I went, fucking come on!
And then the race started.
Nickelback.
Then the race started and you went, oh fuck.
Yeah, now we've got to actually run.
Yeah.
It was a tough race. It was a very tough race. Enjoyed it though. It just highlighted that my running just needs to get better. Which it's got better, but it needs to get better.
On a running dominant course, yeah.
That killed me because the
long,
runs were
laps.
really long on that day.
On a station course.
And then the following day with Dan, the runs were shorter and it suited me much better. I actually felt better the day after, which is nuts. A phase like now, post peaking, we don't really want to be like zone 5 in probably anything at the minute. We want to be kind of working between our zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, and mainly focusing in the zone 2 kind of area. He's a good runner, you're good at the strength stuff, and you probably match together quite well, and you've already done it together, and you're going to be doing the Hyrox Madrid.
Right, so obviously at the moment I've got a hip injury, as Ollie mentioned earlier, down at the track. So running at the moment is a no for me until I get a scan tomorrow and figure out what I'm dealing with. So essentially everything conditioning wise for me is off feet at the moment and not on the rower, which is there either, just because of the strain on the hip flexor. So today's session, it's just a 40-minute EMOM, really simple. 15 calories on the assault bike, minute 1, 15 calories on the ski erg, minute 2, and it's just 20 rounds of that for 40 minutes. So it's nothing fancy. I'm not trying to hit a specific heart rate zone. This is just to keep conditioning and everything moving whilst I'm figuring out what I'm doing injury wise.